Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. Welcome to the Digitally Uploaded Podcast, the companion podcast to digitallydownloaded.net. My name is Alan, and I am going to be your host today. I am joined by the editor-in-chief of Digitally Downloaded, Matt. Hello, Matt. How are you?
Sup? I'm good. Yourself?
Yeah, I'm alive. It's a morning. We record these on a morning for those who don't know, and I'm currently in exam period, so everything's going good. Everything's fine. It's great. It's perfect. Anyway, while I stop screaming, we also have Scylla as well. Hello.
Hello.
So, we're also going to have one final member who has been trying to make me very angry this morning. Yeah, he's done it. He's absolutely done it, the madman. We have Trent. Hello.
Hello.
Hi. Hello. I'm going to kick you off the podcast if you make me mad. I have too much power. Okay, so this entire crew is literally just like the old man on his lawn waving a cane, and that's pretty much what we're going through. So that's all right. Moving on anyway, we're going to go on to some music that Matt has suggested. It's going to be Hatsune Miku's Sweet Devil, and we'll be right back to talk about some E3 stuff. And let's go. Alrighty, so we had E3 this week. If you hadn't noticed, if you couldn't have gone on the internet and seen 1,000 different things about it's E3 week, get us some interesting gaming information into your bloodstream, inject it right into your eyes. If you didn't see that, then you're probably blind, so that's okay. I hope you're okay. So we're going to do like a bit of a different structure this week. We're going to do this first little bit on what we thought was good at E3. And I'm going to start us off with a little bit of big old Kingdom Hearts stuff, because as a person who played the first Kingdom Hearts when he was 6 years old and is going to be playing the third one as a 22-year-old. Oh my God. I'm incredibly excited, and I'm just ecstatic that it's finally getting a release date and it's finally coming out. It's going to happen and it's going to be great.
It's not. No, it's not.
Why?
It's not. It's not. I mean, they've given you a release date, but it'll be pushed back, and then it'll be pushed back.
It won't be pushed back. It cannot be.
You'll be 77 before you play this game, Alan.
Look, next gen.
They're going to be coming out with it before the Final Fantasy VII remake, because that game's never coming out. That is literally vaporware. But this game is coming out. It's going to happen. It must happen.
It looks so amazing.
It looks so good. And like, people were doing comparisons between the original Pixar movies and then the in-game assets. And it's insane. Like, a Toy Story world looks better than like Toy Story 1 did. And it's running in real time on a PS4, and I think that's incredible. So like, it's going to be good.
PS6.
It's not
maybe PS7.
Matt, it's not. It's coming out. Stop this. This joke's been running too long.
Alan,
already.
prove it. Prove that it's actually coming out. Yeah.
Okay, I'll go into the future.
If The Last Guardian and Final Fantasy 15 can come out, Kingdom Hearts 3 can come out too.
Yeah, I'm sure it'll come out.
Kingdom Hearts 3 has not actually ever been delayed except for this time, because it wasn't announced to have a release date.
That's a clever strategy. So just don't announce a release date. That way you can take 12 years to make the game and nobody can actually complain.
Oh, okay. In their defense as well, they have been stuck on like side games. So they've been playing like hey, we're making Kingdom Hearts 3. You saw this cool trailer in Kingdom Hearts 2? That was actually for Birth by Sleep. Great. It's a prequel. Great. Cool. Neat. And then they made a stupid 358 over 2. So that was great. Bad games. But yeah, Kingdom Hearts 3 though. I'm very excited. I'm going to buy that game on release. I'm going to play it until I like fall apart. And really quickly as well, I just want to say Resident Evil 2 remake. Resident Evil 2 remake. Yes, let's go. Let's go. It looks so good. It looks like Resident Evil 4 but 2. And that's perfect. That's all I want. I'm going to play as Claire again. I miss Claire. Anyway, just going to keep rambling on about how much I want Resident Evil 2 to be good. Matt, what was your favorite thing from the show?
So I actually missed a lot of this beefy E3 jazz.
Beefy?
Yeah, beefy E3 jazz this week. I had stuff I needed to do. So unfortunately I wasn't around, so I've been catching up on it like mad by reading
digitally downloaded.net. There we go.
over the last 12 hours or so to catch myself up. But yeah, for me, I'd have to say Neo 2, because Neo was amazing.
Surprisingly good. Yeah.
No, I wasn't surprised. I always had faith. But yeah, I was such a big fan of Neo, and I think Neo was the exact. It was the step beyond what From Software offered with the Souls games in the initial stages that I was looking for. It was that kind of evolution of the formula, which was really good. It added, I guess, a stronger sense of purposeful storytelling, because I know that Dark Souls and whatever and Bloodborne and all that have strong narratives in their own right, and a lot of it is it's quite subtle and you need to pay attention to all that. But Neo also added historical context and was based in real history and was actually pulled from a unfinished Kurosawa script, so it had that heritage in it as well, which I found really appealing. And yeah, I know we didn't get to see too much of Neo 2 from E3, but it was very exciting just to know it was in development. So for me, that game is great, and I'm kind of looking forward to From Software's copy of Neo.
I was going to say,
it was hilarious.
Sekiro, yeah, I think it was great.
I think it looks good. I just think it was not what I expected from Software, because I didn't expect From to go and make a game about Japan, despite being a Japanese developer. Obviously, I didn't expect them to do a Japanese Souls-like game, especially now that there is Neo there. I always thought From Software was looking to do something different, and they've been talking up a lot about how much they'd like to do like a science fiction one for a few years now. So that's what I was actually expecting them to announce. So, me being a fan of all things Japan, I'm certainly looking forward to seeing this game, and I'm sure it's going to be different to Neo, but yeah, it's going to be a good comparison, I think. Hello, Poppy.
Trent, what was your best thing about the E3s?
Well, I don't think anything really surprised me, but there was a lot of things shown which we already knew about, which were just like, okay, that's definitely going to be awesome. I'm definitely going to get that. That's going to be great to play. Right now, I'm playing the new Project Octopath demo, and it's really, really great. I started as the hunter, and now I've gone to rescue the dancer one because I played the previous demo with the dancer, and that whole story was really great. So that's the first character I went to rescue.
Trent, you got to tell me. I haven't had a chance to play this demo yet. Is it is the storytelling as utterly messed up as the first demo? Is it still that kind of super? I mean, it looks very cute. Obviously, the game looks very cute, but the story in that first demo was pretty brutal. Is this one promising more of the same? Do you think it's going to be across the whole game?
Yeah, it is essentially the same sort of like structure across the other characters. You're going to have basically the same experience you had with the original demo, just expanded, because this one covers all 8 of the characters, so it's all everyone's first chapter.
Are they all measurable? Are they all like? Is life bad for all of these people? Because that was the thing I got from that first demo. It looked like it was pretty dark world and stuff.
Yeah. So, for example, the hunter, which is the one I played as, her father, like, is sort of the leader of the village, sort of thing, and went out to, slay a beast, but hasn't came back. It's a very tribal, very, everything's about the forest sort of like story. But his wolf comes back, and she's like, "Oh, I have to go and rescue him now." So it's everyone's got their own issues on their own level, I guess, but it's all going to be somewhat dark across the board with various skills. And so the whole idea is the game is that eventually you can like recruit all these characters and explore all their paths, and
they're octopaths because there's 8 of them. It's the clever naming. It's good.
Yeah, and it's also been revealed that in terms of actual gameplay, you're looking at around 50 to 60 hours. So it's going to be a pretty intensive, packed-in game when it finally releases. I think it's next month. So, yeah.
Okay. So at 60 hours, it's probably about 30 hours too long then.
Well, you've got 8 characters, so, who knows?
You can probably just stop and not play the game as well if you don't want to. So it's an easy solution. I do want to say, though, I'm a little bit worried the game is going to be too generic, because you were saying that, Trent, and I was thinking of Dark Cloud on PS2. There's a storyline that's very similar to the Hunters in Dark Cloud, and I was like,
Dark Cloud doesn't have the dancer that goes through.
It has dancers who get eaten by
yeah,
a
but
genie.
they don't exactly have the kind of the slavery story in there, Alan. That Octopath does.
Yeah.
It could be good. I'm hoping for it. If not, then out on the same day as that Shining Force game, and that should be good too. So you get two JRPGs that have a lot of potential coming out on the same day, which is cool.
I'm sure it will play well. It's done by the Bravely Default people. I can't speak anymore. It's done by those guys, so it'll surely play well. And going off the demo that I played like a year ago now, it does play well. I'm assuming they haven't changed much about the combat system, so
no, nothing really has been changed.
Okay, well that's good. I'm cautiously optimistic because I've been playing a lot of JRPGs recently, and I've actually been going for the ones that aren't save the crystal or do this thing. It's dumb. All right. Anyway, Scylla, we're gonna have you the last like E3 person. What was your favorite thing?
I wanted to say Kingdom Hearts as well, but I'm going to we're not talking about that. So I'm going to say finally getting the Tales of Vesperia PS3 port.
I know nothing about that game. Try to sell me on that game, please. Like, it's something I completely missed. What happens in it? Why should I want it?
See, I want it because it's honestly the only Tales game that I've ever played. And when I first played it and I saw all the extra PS3 content, mainly like everyone else, the little pirate girl, I really wanted to play as that. So I can't compare it to other Tales games if you've played any of those.
I have played only the first Symphonia. Is Symphonia the first 3D one? I think it is, yeah. I've only played that one. So is it sort of like similar real-time-ish action battle system?
Yeah, these games never change.
Okay.
Yeah.
they're all kind of building on one another. But I know that Vesperia, however you pronounce it, I can't talk in this
I think it's Vesperia. That's what I'm going with.
We're calling it Vespera.
It certainly has the reputation of being one of the better ones in the series. So,
all right.
Yeah.
That's good then. I like that.
Yeah.
That's nice.
More people should play the Tales games. They're pretty good. I mean, they're not Attilia, but they're pretty good.
They seem good. They seem alright.
And Vesperia has a badass dog. It's my favorite dog.
You sold me on it. Okay, no, we're buying this game. All right, cool.
Can you kill it?
Did anybody see there's a game that looks a little bit like Fire Emblem style sprites? I don't know if it was at E3. It popped up over the last week anyway. But it has like a dog commander character, and you can actually play.
What?
Yeah,
I don't know. Commander Wolf.
No, he's got like a full suit of armor on, and he like commands units and stuff, and he's got a full storyline and all this kind of stuff, and it looks kind of like a Fire Emblem like visuals.
You sure you're not just talking about like Star Fox?
I did not dream this thing. This thing is a real game. I don't know. I think it was Kickstarted or something, and it's on its way. And yeah, I don't know if it was an E3 thing or it was just announced around the same time.
I want to play a game that's a dog commander.
I want to play Commander Wolf.
I think Kotaku wrote an article about it, so go search for Dog Commander on Kotaku, and it'll pull it up for you.
It's actually Forza Horizon 4.
Speaking of Fire Emblem, I did want to say that Fire Emblem looks sweet, really sweet.
It looks like a PS2 era RPG.
No, it doesn't. Alan, stop it.
The whole vibe also reminds me of Game of Thrones. It's like that very, that art style, the combat story.
I love how like all the commanders have like units in their battles and stuff now. It just has that grander conflict sense to it than previous Fire Emblems where it was just one dude bopping another dude on the head. Now it actually looks like kind of units are moving around a battlefield, and it looks so cool, and I love it. And Fortnite sucks, Alan, so you can't complain about Fire Emblem.
Okay, whatever. Right, whatever. Alrighty. We're gonna move on then. We're gonna go to some music right now, and because I'm in a Kingdom Hearts mood, we're gonna play some Kingdom Hearts music. So here we bloom and well go. And welcome back. That was some of Yoko Shimomura's music. And if you know anything about her, she also did the music in Final Fantasy 15, I believe, which is why that game has an incredible soundtrack. It's a real good soundtrack as well.
It does, absolutely. She's a good artist.
She's very, very strong at what she does. So I'm going to talk about the things that were like, nah, with E3. You know, the resounding like a breath out of your mouth. It's fine. It's all right. It does the job. It gets the J done, you know? All right. So I'm going to start us off. I know that people in this little podcast will probably say that this is more of a bad, but The Last of Us 2 was very for me. The game looks real good, but it looks like a Naughty Dog game again. And it looks like it's going to do what Last of Us 1 did, but more violent and more visually violent, which kind of not into. It's a little bit too much for me. My little baby eyes, apparently.
But there's a kiss now, so
there is a kiss.
You know,
That makes Silent pretty good.
It's so deep now, Alan. It's so the narrative is so deep and meaningful now because it has a kiss.
So I'm now in this mode where I have to feel like I have to defend literally everything from Matt because he can't have fun because Matt doesn't like having fun. Or like
that's true.
Yeah, it's
call me Killjoy. That's my new name.
Okay, I will. You did really well in the new Jessica Jones. Sorry. All right.
Wow.
Yeah, the game looks fine. Like I don't know. Like I said, it looks like a very Naughty Dog game, which means it's going to have production value. It's going to be a good game, but I just don't really know if I want that. I don't really feel interested in it. It looks like a fine video game, and yeah. It's kind of what I expect of Naughty Dog right now. If they did Jack and Daxter again, I'd be actually livid, and I would probably eat several hats because it will never happen. But I feel like The Last of Us 2 will be the most strong game that I just don't have much interest in. And you know, it looks good. The soundtrack's gonna be my favorite part probably again because I loved the first one soundtrack. Gustavo Santaolalla is my boy. He is my son, even though he's like 70 years old.
It sounded like it did sound like he wanted to do like the road, and he was pretty miffed that he didn't get to score the actual road. So this was like his revenge, the original Last of Us. So it was pretty good music.
It was real good music. The theme song is still one of the like most interesting pieces of guitar music I've seen in a while. It's cool.
It's the soundtrack you put on when you're reading the road rather than actually playing The Last of Us, and you get an experience
with the 30 frames per second cinematic experience. Matt, what was your biggest meh?
Sony in general, really.
Wow. Okay.
Okay, I'll talk about Ghost of Tsushima. Because
Ghost of Tsushima.
Yeah, I mean, it looks like a Sony game, so it looks like a lot of money was spent on it, and the developer has a habit of making good Sony games, so it's going to be a very Sony thing, and Sony fans are going to yell at me because I won't give it 10 out of 10 or whatever, because that's what they do these days. But yeah, I'm so not sure they can actually do that period of history justice, let alone the nuances of Japanese culture and all that stuff that happened back then. And it's important because this Ghost of Tsushima is based on the Mongol invasion in the 12th century or whenever it was. I think it was the 12th century. And that's a period of history that not a lot of people know about. So the fact that they're out there talking about how authentic it is and how hard they researched it because they actually visit Tsushima and therefore they know everything about the country of Japan and its history. If they don't do a good job in actually reflecting Japanese history and culture at that point in time, the people are going to be, well, they're going to come away with The Last Samurai, understanding of it all, and that's a bit bullshit to me. So I don't know. I don't know if it's really meh. It's more I'm deeply concerned about that game because I have every expectation that I'm probably not going to like what they did with it. And
Matt, once again, no fun, Matt.
They've got a lot to do to prove it otherwise. You know, I don't know why they even thought that they could do that game. Because if they were to go out, if a developer was to go out, an American developer was to go out and say, "Hey, look, we're going to make a game about Aboriginal Australians, and we're not going to really, bring Aboriginal Australians into the development team to make sure it's authentic and all that kind of stuff, people would kick up a stink, and rightfully so. And I don't know why people think that you can just, copy paste the Sony game formula onto a game about Japanese history and expect it to work. So there's my concern in a nutshell. I'm going to get all kinds of people yelling at me for it, but screw you all. I'm right, and this game's one to be concerned about.
Screw you. I don't care. Yeah, no, fair enough. I get it.
And also, I have to say, meh to EA and Ubisoft, because neither of those.
But Just Dance 2019 is coming out, Matt. I didn't see that coming.
On the way.
I like Ubisoft at the moment.
Because they've made Mario X Rabbids the best Switch game.
And they did a great job with Assassin's Creed, the last Assassin's Creed, and this new Assassin's Creed should be good. I'm looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to the pirate ship one. That should be good. But they didn't really show anything that was mind-blowingly exciting like they did last year, where they kind of accidentally won E3 as far as I was concerned.
Because Mario X Rabbids was shown, yeah.
Yeah, and the pirate. It was the first time we'd seen the pirate ship game, and they did a really good show last year. This year was just a more kind of going with the flow thing, and EA's indie stuff was deeply disappointing to me. I say that qualified because I really do like Unravel, and I haven't had a chance to play Unravel 2 yet, but
apparently it's really good.
I want to, but yeah, if this is EA's idea of pushing the boundaries and finding some indie stuff to back, that's about as safe as you can go. And yeah,
so it looks good though.
Yeah, it looks good, but again, it's just EA has all this money and resources, and they're just backing the safest indie stuff they can.
Just
because they want to make money and resources out of it. Yeah,
fine. Yeah, it's fine to do that, but find one or two really original things to throw your head in with as well.
Oh, I forgot to mention the best part of E3, Devolver Digital. No.
Oh yeah, that was pretty good. I like that show.
Metal Wolf Chaos. Metal Wolf Chaos is coming back. Let's go.
No, they do good stuff. I really like that show as well.
It's a good company. The Bitcoin that they made is already sold out. It's a $250 coin, piece of plastic coin that they were selling as a joke, and it literally sold out. It's so good. Anyway, back to the meh. Scylla, what was your biggest meh?
I feel like I'm going to get a lot of hate for this, but for me, it was Smash Bros.
Yes, I agree with you.
Oh my God, thank you.
I agree with you real hard.
I think at first it was because I woke up at 2 a.m. on the night of my final Japanese exam to watch the Nintendo Direct, and I should have just called it a Smash Direct and I wouldn't have got up for it, but I did, and it's just, I don't know, I've had to mute Smash Bros on my Twitter because it's all everyone's talking about, but it's just a fighting game, and I just think it's boring. I don't think it deserves all the hype that it gets.
Oh, we just lost half our podcast.
Yeah.
Oh, I agree. I'm always like that with Smash in general. It's just it's a fighting game. It's a very cookie cutter. Like, it's got a lot of fun extra stuff, but at the end of the day, it's like, oh, I've played this one or two things. And the biggest thing about Smash is it's not really like, my friends aren't going to be like, oh, let's go play Smash Brothers. Like, it's sort of a thing you might play like one of a few rounds, but like other games like Mario Party or Mario Kart, even Splatoon, like that sort of stuff gets the multiplayer community going when you're in, going to someone's house and be like, let's play the Switch like 5 seconds. Smash would just be like, oh, let's play like 1 or 2 rounds. Oh, that's great. It's a fire game. That's cool. And then you move on. Maybe like the baby screams. Maybe like, you have to cook dinner. I don't know. Like, Smash is easy to be like, oh, let's go do something else.
Well,
yeah.
I don't know what you guys play in your areas, but you guys play games wrong, obviously, because yeah, I really like Smash, and I've played Smash a lot over the years. It's kind of the default party game for my circles anyway. And I'm really looking forward to this new Smash, but I didn't need to see all this stuff about it at E3 because I know it's going to be good.
I'm excited, Matt, to play as Pichu again.
Well, that's the thing. It's
the
like
worst freaking character in the entire series.
I didn't need a whole bunch of Smash characters right back on the N64 when I played the thing for the first time. There was like 10 characters. I don't need all those characters. I just need...
I don't want to play as young Link again.
Yeah, exactly.
Young Link is just him, but better.
I didn't need an expanded roster. So that being the main thing that they announced is just... I don't know. I don't need to see anything about Smash.
We know it's going to be good.
Yeah, I don't need to see anything
to be a good game
to buy
Smash
it
should
and
just
love
be
it.
like a trailer which says everything's back, all your stages, all your characters, and like be like a 2-minute trailer. Like that's all it should have been. And
It doesn't even need that. It need like a 30-second trailer where it just flashed up the date it was going to be released, and that's
And
all
then
I
like
needed
show
to know.
Ridley.
Yeah,
And
that's
then
it.
that's it. They could have just
That's
done
it.
that.
I think a bit bitter it took up potential Animal Crossing time.
That's what I was going to say. Like, I don't
and
care.
Fire Emblem, they should have done like a 30-minute show on this Fire Emblem game because I'm so pumped. But yeah, Animal Crossing and
Nintendo
Fire
in
Emblem.
general was just really weird because a lot of the games, like Nintendo's, like seems to have stuff, even if it's indie and not directly Nintendo. Nintendo seems to have stuff for later half of this year. Yet everything was announced like, oh, it's 2019 now, or here we go, here's Smash, and it's barely scraping through. Like it's launching on my birthday. That's like the end of the year. Like there's other stuff Nintendo's got which could have been shown in the direct for this year, and I feel like it was very underwhelming for a lot of people because of that.
In fairness, they did push a little bit out because they already done the Pokemon thing, and that's obviously their big release for the rest of the year. And fair enough, that's going to be a huge game and all of that. They didn't need to show that again at E3, so that's fine. But yeah, I don't know. And I wasn't a huge fan of the indie stuff that Nintendo's got. You know, is really backing through its show and stuff as well. It's
yeah, exactly. It's a meh.
Yeah, Fortnite's a meh. Yeah, I bet, Alan.
Uh-oh. He's going red. We can see him now on the screen.
Like,
Alan's actually his little
No,
avatar.
it's
is
not even
turning
worth
red.
me fighting anymore. Like, what is the point in me fighting this? There's negative value in this fight for me. I guess, like, we've gone through everything. I guess so that was a bit meh. Should we get ready for the bad stuff then?
Yeah, let's have some happy music though to get.
Let's go for The Last of Us. I feel like we need The Last of Us music. Let's go with that. And hello, we're going to talk about some stuff that we didn't like. Are you ready? I'm not. I know that Matt's preparing his little rant for us, but I'm going to start us off and I'm going to talk about how much I hated the roughly 15 minutes of nothing happening in the Sony conference because it was atrocious. So for those of you who didn't know, there was a part at the beginning where they showed a Last of Us trailer, and all the people at the show were in this like tent, very similar to the tent in the game. And then they had to move all those people from the tent into the actual E3 like showroom thingy. And like theater, not showroom, theater. And there was about 15 minutes of downtime in which 3 people asked questions that didn't make any sense. Like, so you know, God of War has social media. Yeah, God of War's had a really good social media. The game is good. Oh, great. Yeah, I'm playing it. I have a son. Oh, great. Neat. I felt really connected to this game because he also has a son. That's pretty interesting. I'm really glad that you enjoyed God of War. Horizon Zero Dawn, also great. Yeah, I didn't have a son in that one though, so I didn't connect with it as much. But God of War's real good. It's like it was such a obviously stalling for time maneuver.
Yeah,
Like,
you know how the most annoying part about that was they're like, oh, we're a few minutes away. Oh, we're a few minutes away. Oh, we're a few seconds away. We're only seconds away. I'm like, oh my God. My rage was like, about a second.
like I like Ryan Clements. I think he's a relatively good presenter, but he was given shit all to work with. So like nothing in that made any sense to me. And I don't know why they were asking like the head of Sony about what exactly Naughty Dog was doing. Because like he's not gonna know. It doesn't work there. Like, what is he gonna say? Oh yeah, no, the progress they're making in the game is terrible. What do you think he's actually gonna say? What can he say that is actually valuable apart from Naughty Dog's pretty good, you guys. It's a good game developer. It's great. It's a good game. Like, it was such a waste of time, and it was so clearly like underplanned. It was just like they were winging it the entire time. I don't get it. You have so much money and you decide to spend it on a panel of 3 people talking about their sons. I don't care. Show me a trailer.
Child yet, or been around a child yet, so he hasn't.
No, this is not like anti-child. This is the least anti-child I've ever been. I don't care if you have a child. Good for you. I'm here at E3. I'm here to see like things be announced or talked about that aren't your child because I can't like.
Well, I mean, it's
trying to make a joke there, but it's like it's not good.
You obviously had a pretty good time with the show overall, Alan. If the only thing you're really pissed off about is
oh no, that was atrocious. Like it was.
I know it was terrible, but it's like, you know, it's kind of first world problems that this is the major problem you have with E3 this year, which is good. It's good. It's a good thing. You obviously did not hate the show too much this year.
No, it wasn't.
I mean, the overall event.
The overall event itself was okay. It's just that some of it was so awkward and strange, well, which is like, every year.
It's what happens when you get a bunch of gamers presenting games to gamers. Awkward things are going to happen.
Slippery Bill Trennan. Anyway, Matt, I'm sure you're ready.
Yeah, okay. So
everyone else mute your mics. Everyone just mute it. It's not worth it.
I'm going to talk about Koei Tecmo. Now Alan probably knows what I'm talking
about. Oh, here we go. Here we bloody well go.
All right, so it happened. I mean, this is the first time I've been really pissed off by anything Koei Tecmo done. It's my favorite developer, my favorite publisher, and all that. And I got all the time in the world for them and their games and everything else. But then they went and revealed Dead or Alive 6, and I am really annoyed with this game, actually, from what I've seen of it. And they're going to have to do a lot to turn it around between now and when it releases for me to even be remotely interested again. So basically, they've taken Dead or Alive and turned it into some weird attempt to compete with Tekken, which is the worst possible strategy you could possibly take for this game for all the people who were existing fans. It's fine if you're not a fan, I guess, of Dead or Alive, and for some reason you were looking for a new fighting game to take you away from Street Fighter and Tekken and everything else. You're not going to play Dead or Alive. You know,
I would probably rent it, actually, to be honest.
They're going to try. They're trying to target people like Alan who have had no interest in the series previously, and who are into fighting games, I guess, as a competitive thing. So they're looking for the more technical, I guess, fighting games, the games that have enough of them to make them headline, I guess, at EVO and all that stuff. So in return, what they've done is they've basically pulled back on all the fan service stuff, which was the kind of the central feature of Dead or Alive in the past. And it just doesn't have anything that looks like Dead or Alive to me anymore. It doesn't look like the series that I enjoyed playing. And based on what I've seen out there, a lot of other fans are basically the same. So that was a hard miss from Koei Tecmo. It may be that they've they did that because it was E3 and the Western World's game conference and all that, and we may see a different side to the game come Tokyo Game Show. I'm hoping so, but yeah, that was a big disappointment for me because I've been actually talking to the PR about that game for the last year as well. So I've been really keen on finding out more about it, and I was really looking forward to that announcement, and I was left very disappointed. So
They've made Matt very sad.
I was very sad. I cried a little.
No.
Or a lot.
Actually, a lot. There was a lot of tears.
There was a lot of tears. We had a conversation about the game on the
there was a little bit of blood too, but that was okay.
On the DDNet Slack, where we basically organize these shows and talk about what we're doing with the website and all that stuff. And yeah, we had a very long. Well, I guess the best way to describe it would be a tirade. I unleashed a bit, and yeah.
I will say I like the direction that the game's moving in. But
don't start this
I don't like the blood effects that they're going for because it's kind of just like not okay.
Well, that was the other thing. They replaced all the boobs with blood, and that's an odd direction to take.
They auto-corrected the word on their like document. And like, well, how it's going now.
Yeah, it's an odd direction to take because it suddenly feels a lot more. Funnily enough, it actually feels a lot more exploitive now because it seems to have lost its sense of satire. It seems to have lost its sense of satire to try and be more this MMA style, this hardcore fighting game, and yeah, that doesn't sit well with me at all.
I can't wait for Prince Noctis Lucius Caleb to make a guest appearance.
Yeah, I guess I can always go back to Dissidia. But
you can play Tekken with me.
I don't play Tekken. Tekken's terrible. I don't like Tekken. I don't like Tekken. I don't like Tekken at all.
So, in related news, Matt's now banned from fighting game discussion.
I like fighting games that are more casual orientated, Alan. I don't
play casual.
No, it's not. No, it's not. I don't play. I don't play these games to get competitive. Yeah, Poppy agrees.
Yeah. No, Poppy's calling you a baby.
I don't play fighting games because I want to get serious and competitive about them. I just want them because I literally want to mash some buttons and have a bit of fun. And that was Dead or Alive. That game, actually, that series was what got me into fighting games in the first place because I could just have.
Why does that not surprise me?
I could just have fun with it. And from there, I found a whole bunch of other fighting games that I really enjoy. I like BlazBlue. I like Guilty Gear. I like. I even actually kind of like the more recent Mortal Kombats because
they're good games.
They're good games, and they have that sense of fun about them, I don't like Street Fighter that much. I don't like Tekken that much because they have a more serious edge to them, and that makes me...
Oh, I don't know if you've been playing like later Tekkens because they are not serious at all.
The last Tekken I played, it had... I played the last Tekken, the 7.
Mm-hmm.
It had a lot of jokey characters, and the plot was jokey, yes, but the actual mechanics behind it are quite serious in style because it's a fighting game that the people, the fans play at competitions at Evo and stuff. And I don't have a problem with those games. I think it's great if they have an audience and stuff, but it's just not for me. Whereas Dead or Alive was for me, and the way they're taking it, it looks like it's not going to be anymore, which is why I'm disappointed.
Yeah. It'd be a good game.
It's why I'm disappointed. I'm not saying it's not going to be a good game. I'm not. Hey, who knows? Maybe it will become, the top Evo game, and it becomes, the #1 fighting game in the world. And if so, power to them. But it's just not for me anymore.
But it doesn't have Geese Howard. It doesn't have my boy.
and also that they didn't. They haven't announced many of the characters yet, and all of my favorite characters haven't been announced yet. So screw Koei.
I'm sure it will be there, Matt.
You don't know. You don't know.
Look, DLC is not out of the ordinary for this developer. It's fine.
We're going to get rid of him just because Matt's gone on his tirade about hating the game.
Yeah, that's it. Now they're going to get revenge on me, and it's just going to start this downward spiral where I end up hating everything from Koei Tecmo, and Koei Tecmo ends up blacklisting me.
That's good.
Things to look forward to.
Hooray! Do we have some more badness, Scylla? Do you have something that was just atrocious that you don't like?
Kingdom Hearts 3.
No.
No. Let's be real. I'm going to talk about the scourge of E3, which is Gears Pop.
Ah, yes. Oh, yes.
Hey gamers, do you want some cool funky gear to have on your shelf while you play Gears of War 3? Yeah, I bet you do, you stupid idiots. Pay $15 and you get a stupid little thing that tells you that you're a cool game guy or girl. Aren't you cool? Yeah, give me your money.
That should have been the ad for it, and people would have bought it.
That's actually that was perfect, Alan. That cut right to the truth of it all. It was just so American, isn't it? Like, I know Microsoft is the American company. It's all about,
it's so American with this American company. What an idiot.
It is. I mean,
stupid American company being American.
I mean, you could not possibly get more patriotic than Microsoft as far as technology companies go. And yeah, marrying Gears of War up with those crappy toys is basically the ultimate expression of that, I guess.
Yeah.
But what's scarier than that is what is to come. Like,
I can't wait for my clicker. Oh no, but Scylla, you got to be ready for Kingdom Hearts ones because they're gonna happen and they're gonna be atrocious.
Okay, maybe, but I have to admit the Heartless one looks okay.
That's because the Heartless are big-headed anyway.
Yeah, and because it has the yellow eyes. I've not bought it because I won't stoop to that level, but the eyes.
Yeah. See, plain designed characters with very simple features usually look okay in the pops because they're basically there's no detail to them anyway, so they look okay in the pops.
They'd still look better as Nendoroids, let's face it.
Oh, of course.
So we look better as like literal pieces of shit.
That's kind of what Heartless looks like. So.
Hey gamers, do you want to buy a little piece of shit? It's your favorite game that you've ever It's your favorite game. Buy it. Give us your money. I don't know why I've decided that John St. John is trying to sell you Nendoroid. All right. Yeah, I agree. Not Nendroids. Funko Pops suck. They're so dumb. It's the new like gamer fuel thing. It's the same level of like buy Doritos and Mountain Dew, and then you can also get a fountain pop.
It's like the Mountain Dew of plastic toys.
That's the worst thing you can say.
Before I added coffee.
What?
Yeah, no. Once they made the Mountain Dew formula and have it caffeinated, they say you can't taste that, but I tell you what, I can taste that fucking coffee.
I used to love Mountain Dew, but since they changed it, I can't drink it anymore. It's gross.
I don't know. I just don't like sugary drinks anymore. I feel like I'm a really old person for saying that. But
yeah,
like,
you sort of bounce back after a few years. Once you're in it, or after 25, you sort of bounce back into it. You're a bit too young to understand.
Yeah, exactly. Us old people over 25, we like soft drink.
Yeah, we're cool again.
I like milkshakes.
I think this is I like milk. Great, Matt.
Milk is good. Milk is good.
I do agree. I will always pick a milkshake over a regular drink.
Me too.
Oh, I like good milk bars. That's so good.
Yeah. I don't like the idea of the milk bar though, because it makes me think of like there's just a cow in the back that they're squeezing.
Fresh from
that's not a comfortable image.
It's fresh.
Straight from the source.
Aren't there farms which do that? You go to a farm and you're like, you get your milk and you get your fresh milkshake, all not pasteurized and stuff.
But like, isn't that super dangerous?
It is.
No.
Yeah, but why would you do? Why then? What is the point?
It's organic. It's with the farm. It
also tastes gross because the stuff they do to milk to make it the supermarket.
It's almost like there's a reason.
It's good. Yeah. It's for the good.
That's awful. All right, so I've decided that unpasteurized milk is basically the Funko Pop of the world.
Yes.
Yeah, and Trent, what do you think sucked?
Everything. No, not really. But like at the end of the day, E3 was just a very underwhelming. We knew about everything. Like almost like there was hardly any surprises. There was hardly any like. Every single game
is coming out, Trent.
Yeah, like if a game which was revealed, let's say Forza Horizon. I love Forza Horizon. But it's just cookie cutter Forza Horizon. It's like, okay, well, we're adding in now the new cool thing is weather and seasons.
And
Like-
Funko Pop drivers.
No, the car is a Funko Pop.
Like that's how Forza Horizon works. Like the DLC of the last generation is sort of like their teaser for the next like game. Like it's not like you don't really like get excited for it. It's just like, oh, I'm gonna play this game, I'm gonna love it. But like it's not like that's basically all E3 was. It was like, oh, this is the new game in this, and it's like, oh, it's like basically like the last one, but it's got slightly different like sprinkles on the cupcake. And then you're like, well, I don't know, like it just everything was just underwhelming. Like there was nothing great about E3.
Well, nobody. I mean, the thing is that E3 these days, it's a bad place to actually announce something because there's a lot that gets written and talking about, and so if you announce a big game there, it quickly gets lost amongst everything else that's everything else that journalists are writing articles about. So most of the developers and publishers and whatever actually make their announcements before E3 or either immediately before E3 or the weeks leading up to it. For example, Nintendo announced Pokemon, all that stuff well before E3, and that way, they didn't need to fight with all the other stuff that was announced at E3, and even the game I was talking about before, Dead or Alive, that was announced before E3 because that way it wasn't lost in the E3 nonsense that everybody gets up to. So E3 itself is more an opportunity to show off stuff that you've already announced, and so it's not quite the place to go for surprises anymore that it once was, I guess.
Plus, as it gets more consumerist and more like everyone can come to E3, let's show you these.
Yeah, it's not so
Going
much a game.
more-
It's not so much
Yeah.
a trade show anymore. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, more finished products, less announcements, that sort of stuff. So
Yeah, it seems like Gamescom is the one that people take the industry itself takes more seriously. So
It's just German efficiency.
yeah,
We also didn't mention, but I think this is bad. I don't really care if people disagree with me. Death Stranding, that gameplay trailer that told me absolutely nothing and gave me
that's
no
a-
information.
Later.
well, like I said, Alan, Kojima sucks. So
He doesn't suck. He's good, but like he's clearly.
I'm glad you're coming around on Kojima and realizing just how much of a
He's
potential
clearly just
wanker he
doing
is.
the Mr. Burns like hand thing, like going, "Oh, you all think you know what this game's about. It's not what you think it's about. It's definitely. It's the inner child metaphor." Hideo, it's just the inner child. Yeah, we get it.
Yeah.
Norman Reedus has a baby in his stomach.
God.
Interesting. I don't care. Show me gameplay, and the gameplay he shows is just a man walking
With packages.
with packet. Yeah, sorry, he's a courier now. He's delivering Funko Pops to the world.
That's,
It's like
that's,
a package
that's
of
what it
babies.
actually. I mean, the game is secretly. He just hasn't told anyone. He's actually just like a Uber Eats simulator.
With a child inside of it.
it's a gritty version of The Good Life.
Wait, is it the cat game?
Yes, the cat game with the photos, like a life simulator game, but it's like gritty and dark.
What?
And, like,
Neko Atsume.
No, The Good Life. The new game by Swery.
Yeah.
I backed that.
That's good.
I'm so glad that you know what you're back.
Yeah, I don't know. Kickstarter's a bit like that. It's like, oh, it's like 5 years after I can get back to game. Oh, I got to key my email now. Awesome.
Yeah. Actually, I have one more thing that shook me to my core.
This better be like the end of the world. I'm
To
excited.
me, yes. To me, yes. Naruto sitting on an American flag.
Oh,
that game was great. I'm
That
gonna
game
pre-order
was
it.
great, and I love it. And I love Naruto. I've written fanfic about it. I don't care. I'm not embarrassed. But Naruto sitting
Oh
on
my
an American
God.
flag just ruined everything. Like, why?
So
Why?
what I'm confused about the game is it a fighting game or
Yes,
is it like
it's
an
a fighting
adventure
game.
game? Okay,
It's a fighting
so-
game.
Okay, now I'm disappointed. I wanted it to be like an open world, like you get all these characters, you meet them, you do stories, that kind of cool thing. Maybe fight them like Sleeping Dog style, like that sort of thing. But no, if it's not that sort of game, then it's a shit game, and it's mega disappointing.
It's probably
Wow,
gonna.
that was
It's
a
probably gonna morph into a battle royale because that's what everybody makes these days.
Why is this podcast the no fun cast?
Battle royale's terrible.
I just want to see how Light plays in it.
Wait, Light is in from Death Note?
Yeah, yeah.
But as in like he's a detective, right?
Yeah.
Is he gonna detect
No, Light's not the
Ninja?
detective. The detective doesn't have a name. Light's the dude with the Death Note book.
Oh, Light's right. Oh, so he's just gonna like spend the entire game just like being the weird kid in the corner, writing into his book.
Well, maybe he
almost
maybe,
mean
maybe, he writes,
him.
maybe he writes something into his book, and then Willem Dafoe turns up and does stuff.
And then Jodie Holmes also turns up, and then David Cage is like, oh, "I love Ellen Page."
But imagine that you're just playing as Light and everyone else is at the arena and you're just at your house.
just a regular house, just making a sandwich for himself.
Potato chips.
It's the most cursed game I've ever thought of. Alrighty, we're gonna probably wrap it up there, I reckon. So that was E3. Isn't that exciting? What a great time for everyone! Hooray! Yeah,
I
enthusiasm.
was disappointed, Alan.
Oh, look,
Anti-fun.
Can we have some music from Neo to finish, Alan? Because
we can have some music from Neo to finish. It's okay.
it's a lovely game, and Neo 2, that's the highlight of E3, remember? More than Funko Pops.
True.
Oh, okay, so like literally anything's better than being kicked in the mouth.
There's gonna be Funko Pops of Neo now.
Yeah, probably.
That'll be E3
Oh, it's
2019.
No, it's a dumb joke. I'm not even gonna try it. All right. Well, like Matt said, we're gonna do some music from Neo now. Isn't that swell? Aren't you excited? Yes, you are. That was the response that you have to make. Because it's too bad if you're not. Alrighty. So we'll all see you next week, I guess.